I'm confident, possibly even a little bit arrogant as I step onto the court. I play a game called squash, and today I'm up against a man that we'll call Luke. Luke is a 70-year-old man who's been playing for decades. Me, I'm a younger guy, pretty fast, and I've been working on my stamina. I've been working on my speed as well. So normally when I play the people who have been playing for years, they tend to move me around the court. Squash is a racket sport that's played inside of basically a room. And they tend to move me around. So if I'm on this side of the court, they hit the ball onto that side of the court. So I'm always running. I'm always late to the ball. So I think to myself, if I can just simply work on my speed, I'll be better off. And that worked for a little bit. So in squash, you play the first one to win 3 games. A match is the best of 5. I would do pretty well in the first couple of games because I still had that speed, but I'd lose it. I'd lose it by the 4th game and the 5th game. I didn't have stamina. So I've been working on my stamina. So we get on the court, I'm ready to go. I'm going to beat this guy. There's no doubt in my mind. So I get destroyed in the first game. Completely destroyed. The next 3 games are really close. And I took 2 of them. So now we're tied 2 games to 2. And we go into the 5th. I see him huffing and puffing, but I'm also huffing and puffing. All right, so long story short, I lose. I lost the match. I walk off the court. I'm covered in sweat. I'm completely tired. I'm completely drained. I got beat by a 70-year-old guy. Now, the reason is because speed and stamina were not my problem. Those were symptoms of a much bigger disease. The bigger disease was fundamentals. And I can work all day long on fixing these problems that I have, on fixing the symptoms, as it were. But if I never address the underlying cause, I'm going to be in a world of hurt. And I was. And I still am, to be quite honest. So what's this have to do with money? Well, it's the same thing with our money. We can think about all these different outcomes that we don't like, these outcomes that we want to do something different with. And we can try to fix and change those outcomes all we want. But if we don't address the underlying cause, well, then we're going to end up in the same place. It could be even worse. We can address the symptoms and find ourselves back into the same place. And so we give up. And we just tell ourselves this must be how it is. Okay. Trying to find the underlying cause, that's how we get better outcomes. Find out more right after this. Hey, it's Derek Hagan, financial therapist, here with another Money Health presentation. Today we're going to talk about addressing underlying concerns, or addressing the disease instead of the symptoms. So, basically, you can think of our outcomes as what's happened. Something happens. And there's a process that we take. Whether or not this is conscious, that's a whole different discussion. But we do something, or not, something we do, either intentionally or not, or something we don't do, either intentionally or not. Those lead to our outcomes. And if we want to fix those outcomes, in the long run, we have to address the process. We have to fix the steps that we take if we want any lasting change. And that's important. That's important because we can address these outcomes and we can do good in the short run, but it's not going to do anything in the long run. So money is a top source of stress. This is why in the financial world, this is even crazier than any other area of our life. Money touches every area of our life. About 2/3 of people, maybe 3/4 of people think that money is the top source of stress in their life. But these other people, just because money wasn't the top source of stress, it is maybe a second or third cause of stress. Money is stressful. And because of that, it's harder for us to talk openly about it and try new things. So remember, the outcomes are what happens. And if we address those symptoms, it can work in the short run. Like I can work on my speed or my stamina in a game, and I can do kind of better in the short run, but it's not going to do anything for my long-term performance. Just like we can put our credit cards in the freezer. Right? That's a short-run symptom relief. We're trying to address the symptom of I ran and got the credit card. Well, I can't do that because it's frozen. That is addressing the symptom. And again, that can work in the short run. But in the long run, it's not likely to work. Because if you address the symptom, you go from here to this is what you're trying to do, but you didn't change your process, well, you're going to end up in the same spot. If you don't address the root cause, you're going to end up in the same spot. So let's think about this. I'm going to have to move my picture. If we think about outcomes, these are your goals. Goals is an outcome-based process. A goal is what you want to have happen. It has everything to do with the outcomes that you want. And there's a couple of reasons I don't like goals and goal setting. So a goal is too specific, it's too limiting, and we don't have control over it. Okay, so a goal might be losing 10 pounds. A goal might be running a marathon. Or a goal might be getting my boss's job at work. Those are very specific, measurable, actionable. You might call these SMART goals. But you don't have control over the outcome. If I'm going up for a promotion at work, I have control over some things, but I don't have control over how many other people are interviewing for this job. I don't have control over the mood of the interviewer at the time. I don't have control over the budget of the company that I work for. So many things are outside of my control. So instead of focusing on these outcomes, or these goals, or what I'm calling symptoms, let's look at the process, or the system. That's what gives you the outcomes. Right? So losing 10 pounds, that's a goal. Learning to eat right, that's a system. Running a marathon is a goal. Becoming a runner is a system. Gunning for your boss's job or a promotion at work is a goal. Doing things every day to increase your marketability, that's a system. Changing the system, changing the process, that's how you address the root cause of our anything. Everything is going to do with our system. And you have control over the system. You have control over the process. Okay. So to leave you with this, if you want to move from here to here, say, you have to address the process. You have to address the disease. If you don't, you're going to end up here again. So instead of focusing on the outcome, focus on changing the process. Focus on changing the process, address the root cause, and that's good money health.